Welcome to a club for people who love good movies. Use the links in the description to navigate the list of films quickly.
Kingsman, The Secret Service. Gary X.C. Unwin, whose late father secretly worked for a spy organization, lives in South London, housing estate and seems headed for a life behind bars. However, dapper agent Harry Hart recognizes potential in the youth and recruits him to be a trainee in the Secret Service. Meanwhile, villainous Richmond Valentine launches a diabolical plan to solve the problem of climate change via a worldwide killing spree. Selfless. Billionaire industrialist Damien Hale is master of his universe until he encounters a foe that he can defeat, cancer. His only hope is a radical medical procedure called shedding, in which his consciousness is transferred to a healthy body. After the procedure, Damien, now called Edward, starts a new life in New Orleans, but he is plagued by disturbing images. When he delves into Edward's mysterious origin, he learns that some will kill to keep it secret. Ocean's 12. After successfully robbing 5 casinos in one night, Danny Ocean and his crew of thieves have big problems. Despite pulling off one of the biggest heists in Las Vegas history, the members of the gang have already spent much of the money they stole. Casino owner Terry Benedict demands that Ocean return the money, plus millions more in interest. Unable to come up with the cash, the crew is forced to come together to pull off another series of heists, this time in Europe.
The Department. South Boston cop Billy Costigan goes undercover to infiltrate the organization of gangland thief Frank Stella. As Billy gains the mobster's trust, a career criminal named Colin Sullivan infiltrates the police department and reports its activities to his syndicated bosses. When both organizations learn they have a mole in their midst, Billy and Colin must figure out each other's identities to save their own lives.
American Gangster. Frank Lucas earns his living as a chauffeur to one of Harlem's leading mobsters. After his boss dies, Frank used his own ingenuity and strict business code to become one of the inner city's most powerful crime bosses. Meanwhile, veteran cop Rachel Roberts senses a change in the mob's power structure and looks for ways to bring his opponent to justice. Lucky Number Slevin. A case of mistaken identity lands Slevin into the middle of the war, being plotted by two of the city's most rival crime bosses, the Rabbi and the boss. Slevin is under constant surveillance by relentless detective Brikovsky as well as the infamous assassin Goodcat, and finds him held to hatch his own ingenious plot to get them before they get him.
Snatch. Illegal boxing promoter Turkish convinces gangster Brick Top to offer bets on bare-knuckle boxer Mickey as his rookie business. When Mickey doesn't throw his first fight as agreed, an infuriated Brick Top demands another match. Meanwhile, gangster Frankie Four Fingers comes to place a bet for a friend with the Brick Top's bookies as multiple criminals converge on a stolen diamond that Frankie has come to London to sell. Leon the Professional. Leon, the top hitman in New York, has earned a rep as an effective cleaner. But when his next-door neighbors are wiped out by a loose cannon agent, he becomes too unwilling custodian of 20-year-old Matilda. Before long, Matilda's thoughts turn to revenge, and she considers following in Leon's footsteps. The Wolf of Wall Street. In 1987, Jordan Belfort takes an entry-level job at a Wall Street brokerage firm, By the early 1990s, while still in his 20s, Belfort founds his own firm, Stratton Oakmont. Together with his trusted lieutenant and a merry band of brokers, Belfort makes a huge fortune by defrauding wealthy investors out of millions. However, while Belfort and his cronies partnered in a hegemonic brew of sex, drugs, and thrills, the SEC and the FBI close in on his empire of excess. Josh Wick. Legendary assassin Josh Wick retired from his violent career after marrying the love of his life. Her sudden death leaves John in deep mourning when sadistic mobster Joseph Tarasov and his thugs steal John's prized car and kill the puppy that was a last gift from his wife. John unleashes their remorseless killing machine within a seeks vengeance. Meanwhile, Joseph's father, John's former colleague, puts a huge bomb